All right, everybody, welcome to the Saturday reading. I did something a little bit different than I normally do. We are doing the full zodiac, but I invited my friend Sonia from the Illest Illuminator to come on, and we each pull cards for each zodiac sign. It goes from Aries all the way around to Pisces, and I really hope you enjoy this. It was super fun to do. I loved some of the messages that came out were really not surprising, but just clarifying. All right. So check it out. I hope you love it. Hit like, subscribe, and share if you want to help out the channel. And definitely go over to Illest Illuminator and give her a follow if you haven't already. All right. Here you go. Welcome in, everybody. We are going to be doing an all zodiac reading today. I have my beautiful guest here, Miss Sonia, the Illest Illuminator.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me and everyone that is here. I'm sure you all know Mary Jane. We've been together for a long time, but it has been a long time since we did a collab together. And since it is Sagittarius season, it has to be. It has to be.
It has to be. I think we always connect
be.
in Sagittarius season, don't we?
Yes, yes, connecting the wisdom and just letting things flow openly, honestly, and truthfully.
Super duper. Excellent, excellent. We are going to start with Aries. So how we do this, so you know, we're each going to get a card or two for love, career, and then a wild card. And we're going to do it. We're going to start with Aries and go all the way around to Pisces. So if I were you, I would take a little note on your sun, moon, rising, and Venus reading, and then see if you can sort of make a new message for yourself. I love doing that. I think that really works for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to go all in today. Super excited.
All right. So let's start with Aries. And energy for Aries, please. Love, career, and a wild card. I'm going to pick that.
By the way, I still have the Empress at the bottom.
You still have the Empress on the bottom. Oh my God. I like it.
Lovely. Lovely.
All right. Here we go. Love.
Aries.
Career. Oh boy. And a wild card. So, Sonia, what were you saying about the Page of Wands just a minute ago? We were just having a conversation before we started this video about the Page of Wands. And here's the Page of Wands and the wild card part of this reading. So I'm getting, for Aries, I got safe travel. So whatever you're up to, Aries, this, I feel like you don't need to worry about any external events happening. However, the love and the career cards are both Nine of Swords in the Tower. So these are pretty serious energies. And despite the fact that you get safe travel. So I feel like this is internal. All right. I feel like this is an internal thing. Like this card around love is really anxious. There's an anxiety about things. And it's not too far away. Like everything is connected. I just want to say to you, everything's connected. So this anxiety you have over a relationship can bleed over, unfortunate choice of words, but bleed over into career. So it's very important that you kind of stay on your path, that you stay sort of in this energy of excitement and passion and really lean into your passions and lean into what you're excited about and stop getting so worked up and worried about things, because towers only happen when we refuse to see. The minute you start seeing stuff, no tower. Okay. The point of the tower is you're not paying attention. And this really says to me that it's time to be more joyful and stop kind of letting the world, get you down.
Wow. I just want to say wow, because I got the exact same energy read out of it. Let me tell you, in the love portion, you got the Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and the Two of Wands. This is you, Aries, really invested in a situation where you actually already know that it's it has hurt you already too much, and you've been procrastinating making a new decision for your path. But this year you're going to make it, and the moment that you actually read what is being said, listen to what is being said, observe the opponent, so to speak, you will start to see that you're getting a lot of recognition for what you concluded to begin with. And maybe, and I know that that's for a lot of you that have been investing in a situation with no return, it's a painful realization to needing to break up. But just like how Mary Jo said, it's leaking into your business direction with the Star and the Knight of Pentacles reverse. It's like beating a dead horse, and not, when you're not being fulfilled or filled with love and hope the way that you are putting it out, what happens is that you start to become, I don't want to say depressed, but like it's dragging you, and you're just not feeling like, you're getting everything that you want. And by making the move to actually detach yourself, and again, this is in love and in your career, and collab with people, you will attract your tribe. And your wild card, as you see, it's the same type of energy that Mary Jo had. The wild card is the Six of Pentacles to the Justice, the opposite, right? We just talked about the Aries North Node and the South Node. This is standing in your own truth and only giving to situations that that back your truth up, not because you need to, because hey, you've been already giving like 7 years to it or 10 years to it, so you just need to beat that horse. No, this is like, this is my truth. I stand with it and give to only things that are giving you back balance. And I also want to show you these cards just quickly: self-love, karma, stop chasing, and letting go of control.
Amen to that.
And the
Beautiful.
bottom of the deck was the Knight of Devil and the Five of Pentacles. I think we're kind of
yeah. Oh my goodness. We're always on the same wavelength, honestly.
I mean, that's crazy. I was just like, what
the heck? All right, I'm moving on to Taurus here. I've been sitting here ruminating, and I don't know, just kind of feeling this very Two of Pentacles kind of energy going on. I'm like in Taurus energy, and there's this indecision. Like, I'm not making a choice. I'm not making a choice. I don't know. I don't want to make a choice. Look at this. For the love relationship reading, that's Taurus, and then the Death card. Okay. There's definitely something ending here because of a lack of passion. Like, no, I don't mean sex. I'm talking about desire, Mars energy, very taking, some kind of taking action. We have Mars moving into Capricorn right now. So there's something very traditional going on with our activity or action, but there is a relationship that is too traditional or that hasn't grown, right? It's either growing or it's dying. And there's something that hasn't grown. In terms of your career, there's a lot of investing in something that you keep investing in something that isn't meant to work out the way you want it to. You keep dumping in time and energy into something that, like, it might just be this job or this career path or whatever, might just be like hey, learn this. This is a skill you need to learn, or this is a thing you need to learn. And then you move on with it. This is not meant to be your lifetime career. It's like you're sitting there waiting for it to be something that it's not. Okay. So there are some opportunities coming around. So I would just like pick your head up a little bit, because you've invested a lot of time and energy in something that's not necessarily meant for the long haul, right? This is just a stop where you're learning something. And so the wild card here is the Two of Swords. And internally, there's a sense of, and this will be coming through when you're doing these things, when you're letting go of relationships that have run their course. Both of these things, the love and the career path readings, both say to me that there is a lack of fire. Okay. There's a lack of passion, a lack of fire. And you might be reading that as, well, it's stable, and that means it's good. but the way forward is not about, can I just stand still on this perch? Maybe no one will notice me and that'll make me safe. I feel like that's a dangerous place to be. Okay. So this can be like you're blocking your best victory because you're just trying to play it safe. And that's going to get increasingly more difficult to maintain, but also you might not then be in charge of the kicking out of you, kicking you out of these things. This is really saying, like, putting some passion toward things. You may end a relationship, you may end a career path, and it's done well, and it's much more congenial or light than if you wait, and it's going to end anyway. I think you should know that, because I think you might think, well, it's never going to end if I don't end it. Not true.
Well, I'm trying to kind of like tie it up. I think I have a slightly different perception of it, because
Show
on
me.
the career side, um, so we'll doing it all together, right? Like Taurusians, you also kind of like speak up on this, obviously. But I have the star and the seven of pentacles, right? So
Oh.
this is like you really investing yourself, and you have like this vision. You have like something that you want to change, right? Like, and obviously we just had about the star or about the Aquarius. There is
Mm-hmm.
this innovative idea, and you're just like, I want that. I want to make a change. However, what I think that Mary Jo actually means here is there needs to be also a different way, just like there are multiple ways that lead to Rome. I think that's what she actually means. It doesn't mean that you should give up on your idea or your wish or your desire. Absolutely not. You have absolutely the, you're gonna make it. However, you may need to choose different directions and learn from different approaches, paths, people. Okay, like there are things that are not working, but that does never mean to give up on your ideas. And this kind of like reminds me, I don't know why, I know that many years ago, you know about that, Mary Jo, that I almost wanted to quit YouTube. I was like, I'm done. And
Oh yeah.
I even made a huge post about it. And a lot of people said, like, no, you just need a break, Sonia. Like, I'm sure that, spirit will still have you here. And I was like really in this fed up energy, like, no, it's not working. I'm done with this. And then just like a month ago, I was thinking, like, wow, do you remember the moment that you actually wanted to give up just because one way of a path was not working? But eventually, if it's a star aligned, it will always work, because that's your destiny. And even if you feel that deep down, like you're falling, it's just like a shadow work for you to work on. Okay, I'm just giving you that little example, which I feel like you're going through, right, Taurus? And then we have the wild card, and I didn't come to the love portion yet. Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So this is saying that you're going through the she, and it is not a pretty one, but it is one where we will learn new mindsets, new ideas, and new approaches. So that's what I'm seeing here. This is important for you. And for your love section, actually, we have the Eight of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. I don't see the Eight of Swords, but I'm getting a vibe of like confusion. Sorry. So confusion. So there is a lot of movement, a lot of things have been said to you, but you're looking at it like, I don't trust this. And you're kind of like deciphering everything that has been going down, that has been said. You're analyzing it. And deep down inside, you have a lot of a deep connection with this person. But somewhere along the line, you need to detach from all this doom scenarios. So you're a little bit in a confused state of like, should I listen to what is being said outside of myself, or do I need to listen to what is being said inside of me? And that friction is making things change for you to grow into a spiritual alignment. So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful. All right. That's awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
for adding that. Thank you for adding that. I'm sure Taurus is super happy you added that too.
Yes.
All right. So Gemini, you're I feel like this is like a coming out of a maybe a dark time, or maybe something that's been going on for you that has I'm going to start with the wild card first, because I feel like this is the time of like emerging from the depths, emerging from something that has been very challenging. Okay, very challenging, something that you may not have been able to break out of until now. And there are time periods, if you ever do anything it's called zodiacal releasing, which is a part of astrology that basically helps you understand peak periods and resting periods. And I think in the West, we kind of just push through everything all the time. But this period was really required. Okay, so this last period of challenges was really required so that you could have enough momentum to get through some kind of net that you're being that was part of this experience that might not have been that good. Okay, if you have been going through something that might not have been that good, you needed the time to build. It's like building up your strength. You couldn't have really broken through it without that. So what I love about this is the love reading, which is the Lover's card and the Two of Cups. So you're like maybe not seeing a lot of things around you that are going the way you want it to, but you have a sense inside of you that it's like just beyond your kind of five senses, right? Like something is coming in that's really beautiful. And I'm getting another Leo card. So that's the Strength card. I'm getting another Leo card in terms of your career. Look at this, the Sun card and the Eight of Pentacles, which is dead on the nose for your career path. This is really about bringing in joy. You might see one thing or the other first. I don't know if you're going to see the career path expansion or the love path expansion, but each one is going to feed the other. Okay. And it's all because you kind of allowed yourself, maybe at some point you finally just were like, all right, I know I have to sit in this. I'm surrendering to this Four of Cups. And that is, ironically enough, the thing that gave you enough momentum to come up out of it. You surrendered to it. And then these other things are, beautiful representations of your new energy. Elevating your psychic capabilities is a big thing that's going to be happening. I'm getting this kind of like there's something about like outside of your regular walking around senses. You have always been developed with this and developing this, but maybe there's a little bit of outside of my own experience that is going to be really expanding you. So look for some opening up of your psychic abilities, maybe in dream space, maybe, right? Just, do a little bit of allowing. I feel like that's going to be really helpful. And just know that this was a chapter that did have to happen. There's no such thing as everybody is always in a good space. Like if you were in a tough space, your muscles are stronger now. Your muscles and everything about you is stronger now. So there you go.
Absolutely. This is going to be a continuation of what you just said. Absolutely. Because I think for you, 2026 is going to be a year where your light workers quality and your power, your manifestation and your attraction is going to be tested. And within that test, you're going to have a surge of a lot of different people coming at you that you need to handle. You're going to be put in the center in a lot of areas of your life, and you have to prove yourself loyalty. Okay, like that means like staying loyal to yourself, but also finding the right loyal people, because a lot of people are going to be drawn to your like attracted to you, drawn to you emotionally, physically, also like when it comes to your mindset. And this is going to confuse you also in love, but also in your work. Uh, when we have like a surge of people, especially when we come out of that hermit mode, right? We step into the real world and then we get tested. Like, just say, for example, your desire was to have like a big tribe. right? Or have like a big community. Well, that wish will be granted, but then you will have to manage to work with all these energies as a leader, or as the one that is just leading the whole phase, right? So your biggest wild card energy is going to be listening to your intuition, just like how Mary Jo said it, listening to your intuition, knowing when you doubt intuitively someone that you need to handle on it, because a lot of people are going to be connecting with you, and obviously not everyone is going to be on the same page or is going to be testing you. Yeah, it's going to be quite a year of a lot of movement. You're going to get to know a lot of people. But one thing that you need to know is that it's not your duty to take other people's responsibility or their problems onto you. And this is going to be your year. Yeah. This is
Yay!
be that year. I just want to say, yay! We've been through that already, so glad to guide you in this. I'm just like laughing, like, okay, wow, yeah, we're not the only ones that's going to go through this.
No. I'm a Gemini moon. That's why
that.
I'm laughing. I'm a Gemini moon, a Gemini North Node, all that stuff. So I love that reading. I love that reading.
Exactly. You're going to be a light worker, but also within the light workers community, there are tests, fails, responsibilities, but also knowing empathically which responsibility is not yours to carry. And that is the only thing that you need to remember. Like, I feel like 2025 was all about boundaries, and 2026 is not taking anyone's BS or be accountable for their problems. The moment you step away, the problem will still be theirs, and it's not you that created it. That's all that you need to know, Darius.
There you go, darling. There you go. That's excellent.
It is. We're
Well,
here for. Did I say Taurus, by the way? I'm sorry.
no, you didn't. You said Gemini. It was Gemini. Yeah. Cancerians, my darlings.
By the way, I do feel like a Taurus is going to be very significant for Gemini. I don't know who needs to hear it, but I'm getting
Oh, that's possible.
Taurus energy for Gemini. So either that's going to be in love, most likely in love, not in work, but in love, there is a Taurusian that's going to be very significant at leading your path. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. So Cancerians, you got the new moon card. So just get ready, because this energy is going to be very, very strong. I've been talking about this for a few days, about how the new moon in Sagittarius, 28 degrees of Sagittarius is a very powerful degree. And it is going to be squaring. It's mostly squaring Neptune. All right. Neptune's at 29 degrees of Pisces. And the reason 28 degrees of Sagittarius is so powerful is that it's the right near the galactic center of our Milky Way. So it's almost like a pivot point. It can be a portal. It can be a spiritual portal. So this new moon may be really impacting you wherever Sagittarius is in your chart. Pay attention to the new moon. That's the part of your life that's going to be I got like overhauled or recommitted or something like that. And Sagittarius energy is a lot about don't fence me in. So there can be like new rules, new structures, new ideas, new thinking, especially as it relates. Well, this looks pretty holistic, like your whole life maybe starting from I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and why not? That Cancer, this could be the beginning of a new chapter in everything. Okay. Even though you might be like, new moon in Sagittarius, what does that have to do with me? Like, I'm a Cancer. Like, well, I'll tell you one thing it has to do with is Jupiter rules this new moon. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is in Cancer right now. So it's transiting that energy for you. And that Jupiter energy is about expansion. Right now, Jupiter's in retrograde. So you may feel like an internal wisdom kind of expanding for yourself. You may feel like you're kind of getting a handle on things. It just hasn't shown up in your world yet. I see the healing in terms of love relationship. There can be an ending here. Three of Pentacles, you might just be collaborating with different people, maybe dating a couple of different people, or just like trying to figure out what it is that you want, or what the you're becoming kind of experience. And I still think you have a little bit of healing to do. And maybe this new moon is really the anchor of that. Sagittarius also talks a lot about truth, because if you lie to a Sag, you're dead, right? So there's something about old experiences that you may have had not such truthful kind of relationships, and that needs to go. It's like now if you lie to a Cancer, you're dead, right? Like we're trading that in. So for your career path, there is something here, Ace of Cups coming in for your career path, and then this Four of Cups, which basically says don't get complacent with something. There's lots of new opportunities coming in. Try to resist the idea of just standing still with something. I keep getting this message today about growth and to keep moving and to keep expanding. The wild card is the Eight of Cups, like walking away from an opportunity or some opportunities. There's lots, Cancer. There's lots coming in. I almost feel like you're walking away from the old you that used to maybe allowed for people to not be that truthful with you, maybe allowed for you to sort of like fudge the truth or something like that. I'm just getting a lot more air energy here. Maybe you're dealing with an air sign or something along those lines. But you have a lot of opportunities. And I'm going to say this Four of Cups because in this deck, this is the Sun and Moon deck. It's called luxury as it relates to your career. And usually it can signal some kind of stagnation. But I'm feeling like if you're really aligning with your tribe, with people who are collaborating with you, and again, the Three of Pentacles here, more collaboration, then the Ace of Cups comes, I love this deck. It comes flying in like right around the moon. And again, what we're talking about with the moon, with honesty, even if you say something that you might never have said before because Cancer is kind of off to the side, being more blunt, we were talking about bluntness before, you're gonna feel like, oh God, they're gonna fire me now. And like you actually get a promotion because of that bluntness. And you're like, wow, this is kind of working for me. Being more honest and being more straightforward is gonna work for you. Okay.
Thank you, Virgo. Can I just say something that's like completely off the reading?
Yeah,
That
go ahead.
I noticed. So your background, you're in the light, I'm in the dark, right?
Yeah.
Your background, and then you're wearing black, and I'm wearing white. So
Oh, wow.
somehow we're just like, this is weird,
That's cool.
isn't
Leave
it?
it,
I
leave it
was
to
just
Sonia
looking,
to
and I'm
figure
like,
that out. Look at that. That's so awesome. What a
it's so
visual representation.
weird. I just figured it out, and I'm like, we're like the yin and the yang, in the yin and the yang. You know,
Oh my God.
like even your sleeves are like black and white, and I'm like, this is so odd. Like
Wow.
black. Okay, that's just me just
All right.
seeing
That's pretty
random
cool. All
things.
right.
Sorry, guys.
I like that.
There must be a message in that, but okay,
For
let's
real.
see. So listen up.
Listen to Sonia. Yes.
What- we have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. I see a lot of movement. Okay, I do see that you're trying to, overthink things. That's usual, normal in the Cancerian energy, but a lot of movement in your love life. All right, it almost feels like you're getting so much appraisal from your lover, or you're getting an engage like a proposal or engagement, and you're just like, wait a minute, is this really what I want? Am I being gaslighted? Am I being this, or am I being love bombed? So there could be like a little slightly an energy of like, is this really what I need to do? And spirit is saying like, oh yeah, you don't have even anything to say. Like things will move so fast in the right direction that you will just be like, is this real? Like, am I really like in this cloud? So yeah, take the lead, do not hold yourself back, is what I'm seeing here as well, which makes perfect sense. And there is a huge breakthrough, and I feel like this is both in your love life as well as in your career. Now in your career, I feel like that's the part or the portion that you probably need to fix the most. And by the way, let me just say the bottom of the deck is Two of Cups, so for sure you are going to be in a loving, committed relationship. I think what Mary Jo also said, like these traumas that you still have, that's going to be your Two of Swords of like, but what if this person does the same thing again, or something like that. So it's something minor. to just be aware of, but it's not something like a big blockage, right? So in your career field, I do feel like you're not taking the lead. That's why we have again, like, take that lead, because the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Swords is here. Now, obviously, the Queen of Wands could also be someone that's stressing you, all right? Because this is, I wanted to say, like, sometimes can be like pure evil. I don't know why I had to say it, but it's like, yeah.
I just call her a drama queen. I don't know about pure
exactly.
evil.
I didn't mean to say pure evil, but I felt like, Cancer, you're just in this energy of like, that person is pure evil, you know?
Yeah, for real.
And it's like, but it's triggering something, or it's mirroring something within you that you, that you need to work on your own confidence, right? Because the Queen of Wands is actually very confident, but she can get overly confident, which always usually is a mirror to someone that is not standing in their confidence. So when you get triggered by someone that is just like very arrogant, very dramatic, very outspoken, it actually means that you need to be more of that, but not in the bad way, but in the good way. You know, the yin and the yang, the black and the white. Like,
yes.
Yeah. You get my.
I get it. I'm just looking for Charlie. Yes. God, I love that, Sonia. Oh my
right?
God.
So just go with it, right? The Ace of Pentacles and the Empress is here, really talking about you having a great idea, financial abundance coming your way, but also stepping into an Empress edition, the Empress edition rather than the Queen of Wands edition, and working together also with people that are hard to work with, that are dramatic, that are outspoken, or that are giving you stress. We need to learn to deal with these people as well, especially if it's at the work front, or if it's like, in those type of energies where you cannot always hide into your cave, right? We love to do that. Thanks to a couple of years ago, everyone has learned how to detach and how to not, just to detach. But we still need to manage to work together with people that are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So your wild card is, guess what? Wildly, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So slowly but surely, just not reacting or overreacting, and just trying to see more of the fun of it, or the joy, and not getting yourself into a weak ego war zone. It's not that simple, as I said.
Amen. Cancer, you got your work cut out for you, my darling. All right. So Leo, my darling Leos, as I was shuffling, two cards jumped out. So I'm going to say to you that there's the Two of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. There's definitely some new horizons coming on here, Leo. And I see that in every single, I was like, oh, wow, new horizons, but it did show up over here too, right? With the other cards I pulled. You're getting the Divine Masculine card. And I've been talking a lot about Mars moving into Capricorn. Mars loves Capricorn. So this energy is sticking with us through the early part of 2026, right? Just January, whatever. And then Mars moves on. But Mars is exalted in Capricorn because Mars just says, what do you want me to do? And Capricorn says, here's the plan. And then you can put energy to it. So I kind of like this for you, Leo, that if you're looking for new horizons, if you're looking for a new direction, I think you're going to get it. And I think it's going to be very positive. It looks like it's very positive to me. The love reading, boy, happy that you're free of somebody. Holy smokes. Okay. So this is a really good thing for you, Leo. That's the Leo card. And then there's this air energy. So you could be free of an air sign, or you could be just like feeling free and being open for this new opportunity. You could be attracting back in your divine masculine. You could be more masculine in your own energy, and they're getting that balanced. But there's definitely happiness coming in that makes you feel free. That's a really lovely thing for a fire sign, is to be in a relationship that makes you feel free. Okay. So that's coming in. I'm getting for the work situation. There can be an opportunity from someone from the past that is if you are I don't know if you're the rich man here or the poor man here. If you're asking or looking for work, you're going to find it in somebody who you know from the past. It's not like your third grade best friend is going to give you a job, but there is, but they could, but there is likely people that you know in your social arena that will connect you in with this kind of very beneficial next step. So even if you're not looking for a job, if you're looking for a benefactor, if you're looking for new clients, if you're looking for something to expand your business, there's definitely something about your past that is going to help that, whether it's a person from the past or like a collaboration from someone from the past. I mean, how long has it been, Sonia, since we've talked? So it's, you know what I mean? So there's like, it can be someone from your past that's really expanding you. And I feel like that's necessary. I feel like if you've been on your own for any length of time, Leo, because of something that was disappointing, this is the wild card, something that was kind of disappointing, um, there's really a lot of good stuff coming in. So I want you to um, be open to it, right? Be open to the opportunities, really feel like you have a sense of what it is that you want. I feel like you've come through something a little challenging. And now all of a sudden, almost like what Sonia said about Cancer, like, is this too good to be true? Like, this is really coming in. And there's going to be some really great opportunities here. So be open to it.
I completely agree. So I think that's a double strike for you, Leo, because absolutely, like you said, you may have just like recently just got divorced or you're single, you're just taking it easy, not settling for less. You're just like minding yourself, minding your business. But this is probably the best thing we're seeing, the king and the queen of cups together with the eight of wands. It's like when you click
Wow.
with someone, you're just gonna know, like, okay, that's why I've been single for 9 years, because this is what I've been wanting, that emotional depth when it comes to communicating, right? Like it's the spiritual depth, because there's, yeah, it's, when it goes deep, and there is no need for you to even question it. And yes, just like how Mary Jo said, it's about someone from your past life or from your past. But I don't think that this is like necessarily like, oh, is that ex coming back type of energy. No, this is like when you meet that person, you just feel like there is some unfinished business from like 7 lifetimes away, and there is this drawn to one another to find something out. And I do feel, because your wild card has the Six of Cups, you got the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So this, to me, kind of like adds up to what you just said. Um, just taking it as what it is, seeing it with the truth, not making it like a big bubble of like sugarcoating, but going in the right direction with the flow of this energy. Now, I do see here distorted energy with heartbroken. Now, I can say that maybe it has to do with your love life, but you are protected, or you know how to protect because you've already been through it. So even if there are people that are going to try to put a little bit mud on your relationship, you know how to protect it. But it could also be in terms of your career. Okay, you got the Seven of Swords and the High Priestess. So this is like Kermit, just like sipping the tea. Someone
Right.
is being deceptive or stealing someone's parade or whatever it is, right? And you just know, but you're keeping silence because it's not on in your lane. And that is a big thing for a Leo as well. Just like you said, we fire signs. It's like when we see that someone is being taken for granted, we stand up for them and we protect them. But sometimes, as much as it is as of a good cause, it can fire back. And I feel like in 2026, you're going to understand that there are different ways of standing up for someone else as well, and knowing when it's not your lane to speak up. And by doing so, you will be very clear, sharp, and actually maintain the peace and the longevity and the abundance uh, of the company. Like there is going to be, I mean, like, I don't know in which sense this is going to be playing out. This could also mean like know strategically how to point out the person that is actually doing something wrong in the company, but do it in a way that is diplomatic and not in a dramatic, not dramatic, but you know what I mean? Like not facing that person and thinking like, well, I faced that person. In fact, no, you need to come up with a plan and not just bluntly um, say it out loud because that could cause
Blast
confusion,
them. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Don't
That's
blast anybody. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like you need to think twice and know when it's your time to speak, when it's not, and how to plan in a very diplomatic way for the cheater to reveal itself. And that's going to be being a little bit ahead of the enemy rather than
That's awesome.
revealing the enemy. You got to be ahead of it.
100%. 100%.
I love it.
Um, all
Nice
right,
job, Leo.
okay, so Virgo, we're up to Virgo now.
Mhm.
I had underneath, I had the Chariot card, and I kind of am, and then right away for the love reading, I got the Knight of Wands. So there's like a lot of fast movement here right in the beginning of what I'm seeing. But I feel like I just want to say to you that your Oracle card is grounded. So that's awesome because it doesn't, the Chariot and the Knight of Wands can be very ungrounded energy. And also it's going towards something really good in your love life. So, you know, it's one of those things where I talk a lot on the channel about like slowing down and making sure that people are who they say they are. I have a friend who is 11-year relationship. She just recently had like a breast cancer scare, and he was just terrible. He was like, what it was very unfeeling about it, whatever. And she's like, I've known him for 11 years. Like, how much slower do I go? And I'm like, oh God, like that was really, but this is sort of like when you know it kind of a feeling, like when you know it, you know it. And so there's a fast movement forward toward a love relationship in your life that really could go the distance. Now, I'm also noticing that in your wild card, I'm not going to go right to your work yet. This love stuff, this love relationship thing is a big deal. But I want you to know that underpinning this whole reading, if we have grounded energy, that's awesome. But there's something here about releasing and letting go of old patterns. And the devil energy is about the things that we stay in because of a comfort zone or a worldview or something like that. And we are getting this energy right now of releasing and letting go of old patterns. So this might scare you a little bit to go running toward this love relationship because you're like, I just know it. I just know that this is the right thing for me. And other people might be like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing going so fast? But I don't think you're wrong about this. I think that there is real reason to go toward this person quickly. It may be because there's been a lot of separation. You've known this person for a long time. It's like, I mean, honoring Rob Reiner here today with When Harry Met Sally. At the end, when Billy Crystal realizes that after 12 or 13 years hanging out with Sally, he's like, oh yeah, she's the one. And it's like, let's not, they were married within 3 months. So there's something like that going on here, that you might have known somebody for a really long time, and then you just realize that this is the right person for you, Virgo. So in your work, in your career path, look at you showing up as the King of Pentacles here, which is really beautiful energy. I feel like you're just starting on this path. So if you are not the King of Pentacles right now, you are becoming the King of Pentacles. And so that just says to me, the Page of Pentacles is just about learning some new stuff. And that might be true about the love relationship as well. Especially if there has been this tendency to be overdoing or perfectionist in a relationship or in your work or something like that. It's really time for you to let go of those old coping mechanisms that may have worked at one time in your life, but now they're holding you back. So it's time to learn some new stuff. All right. It's time to learn some new stuff. Even if you're still in the same industry, like, I've read tarot, you've read tarot for many, many years and stuff like that. But YouTube is something I had to learn about. Right. And the vehicle is something I had to learn about. So you might be a master of your craft, or what you're here to do, but you just don't know how to do it in a age of Aquarius kind of way. And that might be the thing. It's like time to learn some either updated technology skills or just a new way of spending your time, because this is Pentacles. So how do I invest my time and energy, right? Instead of, maybe being perfectionist, maybe you do better job of delegating. Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Mary Jo. I'm really trying to kind of like dig into what this is going to be for you, actually, Virgo, because okay, you've got the Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and then the Four of Wands. We do have the Ace of Wands and the King of Cups. So it looks like everything is like solid, perfect. You're having like the time of your life, or even like on a personal level. Everything is going exactly the way that it's supposed to go. This looks like a very deep, caring, and loving energy. But then next to the King of Wands, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. So this kind of like lets me know that someone in this dynamic is not as happy or feels getting like this sensitive energy, when actually all you do is love them, but they take everything as it's like an attack, or they feel constantly jagged or hurt by things. So there are definitely some things that need to be worked on. However, I'm gonna say that it has to do with the counterpart. Okay, this is when the fragile masculine ego is bruised. Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Like,
Did she really say that?
Stay here, and then as I'm going through it, I'm like, it just flows out of my mouth, and I'm like,
Okay.
that's what Mary Jo and I was talking about
Ding, ding, ding.
just before, and it's like, oh my god, ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
So yeah, you definitely for the feminines here, you have been or will be dealing with the bruised masculine ego energy, and I think a lot of people are dealing with it. Like, I think a lot of people are going to be dealing with the bruised energy of the masculine, but you seem to have a very empathic, understanding, listening type of love frequency, which actually makes you safe enough to actually tell you all of this, right? So yeah, it's going to be your call on that, Virgo. Please let us know, because this is very important for the feminine energies.
Right.
So when it comes to your work life, I feel like obviously you may be in this energy of questioning yourself, and I do feel like maybe you are not within your heart space really aligned with it anymore. Like there is something that you're just like, I'm demotivated. Like I'm not looking at things the way that I should be. Like you're not as hyped up about things. Um, so I do feel actually with the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords and the Hermit. I mean, for just a few of you, this could be actually indicating that something that you thought you loved and you started on your own may not be exactly what it turns out to be, and you're like, you know what, I'm better off just working at a company that has like, the rules, or like, sometimes a 9 to 5 job, it fits to certain people. It's not like just because people are saying like, oh, don't do it, or that's dull, it does not always mean that it's dull for everyone, because having like your own business or doing what you love, it could be also a hype. So I don't know in which sense you fit into that narrative right now, Virgo, but it feels like you thought that you loved something, but then you were like, nah. And we all have that. Just like I've been in my business also through things that I'm like, I wanted that. And then I was like, no, it's not my thing. Just like when I was making like the bracelets and like I'm like, I loved it for a moment, but I'm like, no, my heart is not there. My heart is here on the tarot reading. So it's
Right.
very normal to kind of like sway your way around. And if something is not working, you shouldn't hold on to it just to, like, I will hold on to it. Like, no, it doesn't work
Yeah.
like that. Just listen
Right.
to your heart and be like, oh well, it's not like it's failed. It's not that. It can, but it's like, I don't feel happy when I have to get on it. So, but I feel happy doing this. So just know who you are and what you love, and then just move towards a situation that has structure. Some people just need that structure already set. Some people are the rebellious ones that are making different new structures. It doesn't mean that you're a failure or a winner. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Two of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So yeah, there are going to be new directions and new possibilities. And yeah, something from your past is also resurfacing. Could be also a person. Um, so yeah, that was a deep reading.
Ta-da, it was.
Yeah,
It
surrender to
was. Well,
what is not
Virgo's got a
obeyed.
lot to, yeah, Virgo's got a lot to deal with right now.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
All right, we're moving on to Libra. And for you, I'm getting this courage card. The courage cards have come out a lot as it relates to 2026 when we're looking forward into 2026, because I think things are going to get to a place where you're going to just have to really trust yourself. Okay. And a lot of us on the spiritual path, you guys watch me, you watch Sonia, like you're on the spiritual path that has been shown to me over and over again. And there's something here for you, Libra, that might take courage in order just to kind of stand down. This is your love card of Four of Pentacles. So this is kind of like, it's possible that you've been through a lot and are really blocking anybody from coming close to you. There's still some confusion. Seven of Cups. I think you're going to have a lot of options in 2026, or definitely some people coming toward you. You're going to have to develop that discernment, okay, to determine which one is which. But I like this is the Ember and Aura deck. I like the the image of her meditating, and I think the other fours are kind of similar to this. You're creating a structure. This is very Saturn and Neptune conjunct. You're creating a structure, a scaffolding for your spiritual life, and calling in the love partner. You might get a lot. You might get many coming in, and you're going to have to really understand how to determine who's who for you. That's going to be really important in 2026. Also, your work, there's a lot of joy here that's coming from your some of you could really be stepping into your spiritual work in 2026 with this Hermit card here and the Three of Cups, being celebrated by a spiritual tribe or finding your spiritual tribe in terms of your work. Many of you know I've talked for years about North Node and mission and purpose, and it doesn't always mean that you have to become a shaman when you get that Hermit card. It can mean that you are walking with wisdom. Okay. We are in a time of year now looking into 2026 when we're embodying our wisdom. Sagittarius is wisdom time that we're doing this reading in and looking into 2026. And so this is just really about you being able to incorporate that and really being celebrated for that in your work, whatever kind of work you have. Some of you may be becoming shamans. Some of you may be just utilizing that inner wisdom to further advance your mission and purpose. But I do think mission and purpose are going to be very important to you in 2026. Even if it's not right now, there may be something that shows up that's like, oh yeah, I got to go. And I need the courage to really do that. So that's happening. And the wild card is a lot of anxiety. Yeah, I'm a Libra rising, so totally get this. Around what it is that you want. It may feel like a really big ask or a really big dream or something like that. But I will say that at this time, what I'm noticing in all the readings and what I'm noticing and when I'm looking at the astrology of things is there is such thing as practicality, right? We've got a lot of Saturn energy moving us into 2026. There's a lot of like things need to be grounded in the practicality word is a good word, but it doesn't mean make your dreams small. Okay. What it means is for you to fully step into that dream and then be like, all right, how do I get this done? Right? How do I anchor this in a real time kind of experience? How do I take this big mission and purpose, becoming a shaman or a mystic or a healer, and how do I understand revenue streams? And how do I know how to do all that other stuff, or find other people that can help me, because you've got that 3 of Cups in your career path here. How do I find other people that can help me? And I do that. I have people who help me, who do all the things that I don't know how to do, or I'm not that good at doing, or I just don't want to do it. Okay. That's really discernment. And this 9 of Swords can kind of feel, this is a little bit like throwback to a time in your life when no one might have believed in you. And I'm here to say that your spiritual part of your spiritual mission and advancement is about believing in yourself and not outsourcing that kind of energy. It really does come from in here. So you heard it here. There you go, Sonia.
Yeah, thank you. Just want to say this reading will come with a little bit of disclaimer. I think you kind of like put it in the right way and put it out there. And now I'm going to give it to you with
Give
also
give it to me, Sonia. Give it to me. Yeah.
So this year is definitely going to be in regards to relationships, and obviously Libra is all about relationships, right? No more avoiding the inedible. So this year is, it's not going to be. I, I don't want to say these things, but let's just say that things that you've been avoiding when it comes to your intuition, they will be scattered in illusion. And you already know who I'm talking about. This is not specifically in love because Libra, you are the relationship master. So obviously, this does not always have to be in love, but it has to do with narcissism. That's what I see straight off the bat. And this is when you try to avoid doing something about it just to keep the peace, just to keep yourself outside of the drama. It could be even like French, like love, whatever it is. But the more that you kind of like avoid the inevitable, the more you get stuck in your own ways. And I feel like the only way to get out of that is by either moving towards therapy or working together, or definitely detaching from the chaos. Okay, so whomever is giving you this chaos, don't ignore it. Okay, like be very cautious to who you give your energy to, because you got the 9 of Cups there. So that means that either this is something that you wish for, and then when it comes around you're just like, oh no, I never thought that. Yeah, well, that's exactly how narcissistic abusers work their way. So there is going to be a big lesson, but you are the one that is breaking through that. Okay, now this could be also in terms of other people in your surrounding, right? So what I'm trying to say is that this does not mean that you're going to have like a ridiculous year when it comes to love relationships. But what I can see is that it's going to be your time to step up and see things and just, you know, work on it immediately, right? Because it's leaking through, just like you said before as well, into your work life. And that devil is like allowing the devil, someone that has more control, to keep on having more control, whether it is like in regards to how other people see you, how other people treat you. All these things is like allowing a narcissistic abuser, whether that is in work, um, it can be everywhere, like we all know that. And with the Wheel of Fortune, you're finally breaking that chain. I mean, like, what more breaking the chain could be? And that's because you started with your personal life, right? The Tower is like starting in your personal life, and then you see it strictly in all the other areas. And that's when this beautiful energy happens. 2 of Cups and High Priestess. This is that spiritual progress, growth, intuition, and also like having the right people to work together with and learning how to grow. God will never give you more than you can handle. So the strength is saying that this year you're going to be strong at every facet of your life. And the strongest way to do that is to beat down the abuser or the narcissist or someone that is, being controlling and dominating.
Mm.
Masculine energy coming through strongly. So your wild card is a 2 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. You waited a long time to take this action, and it's going to be like no more juggling. Now it's the time. So around this time, you might be already feeling like, that person is a little bit shady, but I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to roll my eyes and keep going. Independence is your path to success and protection. So protect yourself. You are protected. Nothing is going wrong. At the end, you are the winner. But in order to win, one must address um, things that nobody likes to address. And this year is going to be your turn, unfortunately, Libra. We all been
Oh,
through
yeah.
that, so we don't want to hear anything about it. But this year, you're going to be the one that addresses the abusers.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And that's a big thing actually for Libra, because obviously I have a Libra North Node, a South Node, I'm sorry. So I can completely
Yeah.
vibe with that of like, oh no, I see it, but that's not that I shouldn't
That's
say
not for this
about
life. Yeah.
that. That's like, yeah, but then it comes onto your lap in your face. And then you're just so used to not saying because you're like, well, I just want to keep the peace with everybody until it's like in your face and you're like, oh crap. That's the test of the universe sometimes.
I just want to say to all of you Libras out there who are going to be dealing with this, I'm a Libra rising, so I have some experience with this narcissistic abuser thing. And my favorite sentence, first of all, you need to be calm, but my favorite sentence to say to them is, "You're embarrassing yourself."
Exactly.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite sentence to say to a narcissistic abuser is, "You're embarrassing yourself." And it's true. It's not just like random stuff. It's just like, oh God. Okay. So Libra, we'll talk about this more as we get into 2026.
Yeah, we will talk about this the whole year, Libra. Don't
We
worry.
will. We will.
We are
Trust
here
me, we
for you.
will.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I wish someone
Scorpios.
had said this to us last year, right?
Scorpios, what can I say? I know underneath you have this sweetness in there, which is what you're trying so hard to protect. That's what Scorpios usually do. They don't want anybody close to that sweetness. And so you better, otherwise I'm going to cut you in the lunch line. Like you better not take my sweetness and kindness and generosity for granted. So for the love reading, you got this 10 of cups, which I have a feeling this is a little idealistic for a Scorpio. Just saying. But I also feel like what some of you could have ended a relationship. The card that's out here is time. This is Saturn. So there are lessons about idealizing a partner. Okay. Lessons about idealizing a partner, because the clarifying card is the 5 of Swords. And I feel like this could be you. Like I am protecting this awesome experience with me. And if you don't manage to make it through the gauntlet of of what I am saying to you about in terms of trust and in terms of, what we're doing here, then you're out. I'm not settling for anything less than 10 of cups. So it's going to be hard if you're cross watching here and you're trying to get through to a Scorpio, you better be the real deal. That's all I can say. You better be the real deal. 4 of Wands. So in your career path, I am seeing a lot of celebration. Some of you could be getting promoted, maybe even moving to another place for a job or a career path. I think that's a good thing. I am seeing healer energy here. So there's something about your career path that's very healing to you, especially if you've been through some difficult stuff in your love relationships. Maybe you've really leaned into your career path. But the wild card energy here is about 8 of Swords, is about not really seeing things clearly. So back to this 10 of Cups here, this could be very idealized energy around a person. And maybe this is too harsh or not harsh enough. Okay. Depending on how you're dealing with love relationships right now. I like it when you're protecting yourself. I like that. But I feel like the relationships of the past and even the work situations of the past have given you something that is tying you up in terms of your growth in both areas. This 8 of Swords and this 5 of Pentacles says that there's like a belief. Wait, not just a belief. Like, so we think a million thoughts a day, and some of them become beliefs, right? Beliefs are just things you think all the time, right? You have experience with them, they become beliefs. After a while, even generationally, they can become convictions, right? They anchor themselves in such cement. Most of us will look at our beliefs, but we don't look at our convictions. Bless you. We don't look at our convictions, the things that we believe this is how the world works. And I feel like that's something that you might need to work with in 2026, because I keep getting this 5 of Pentacles energy about lack mentality, that this is, I want this 10 of Cups, but I keep getting these jerks, right? There's something inside you that's going, come on, jerks. I need to continually work with this. I need to figure this out. If I'm going to get to 10 of Cups, I believe I got to kiss a lot of frogs. I believe that all the good ones are taken. I believe, right? And, I almost feel like it might not touch your work a little bit, like your work might be, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but the foundation of lack mentality, if there's any part of your life that's not what you want, look inside. It's about lack mentality. It's about not believing that you can have nice things, not believing that you can have the 10 of Cups. Because on top of this is Saturn. Saturn is saying, you're going to have to do the work here. You're going to have to look inside and do the work about, why don't I have this in my life, when it's like the thing that's missing, the only thing that's missing. Why don't I have it?
Nice.
Look inside. Yeah.
So, Scorpio, let's just start. I have a very deep message actually coming through. So, you start off with the Lover's card. So, absolutely, either this is the reunion or this is you really totally be in love and everything. And then it's like paired up with that Four of Pentacles. So, still holding back and like not completely opening up. And now this could be like vice versa, right? Take the message however it resonates. But there is one thing that I have learned in relationships, whether that is within oneself or within how we should judge any person to be good or bad. When you have someone that is changing their ways or trying to put the effort to, um, you know, apologize or come forward or be open about one's mistakes or how to grow, that's the ones that you need to keep. Now, with that comes obviously the default that one needs to do that oneself as well. So when like, okay, what you said or did hurt someone, obviously, I have Scorpio and Mercury, so I know about hurting people with the words. So that's why, like, the core can be hurtful to people, even if you don't understand it. But when like, okay, that could have been painful or hurtful, that's like stepping up and saying, like, okay, I want to make it right, or apologizing, right? But also apologizing in a way where you also put your how do I say it? Like, your not argument, but like your part of the justice, right? Like, it's not all about like, oh, please, beg you, like, I'm sorry. No, you explain. Okay, this is what happened. This is how I felt about it. I know that hurt you, but that does not mean that I will lose my self-respect. This is how it is, and you take it or leave it, right? Like, that's the type of energy. So when someone is actually doing that in return, that means that someone is actually putting the effort in an emotional, intelligent way to understand also your part of the story. The justice is always two sides of the coin, right? Like, it's never just like one side. So I feel like this is the only way to really get things balanced. It is by being emotionally open, vulnerable, and also apologize, but only for the things that you are responsible of, not to beg someone to get into liking you or wanting you or caring for you. No, it it, yeah, that's a deep message, but I'm sure that you will understand that that should be like the standard of how you need to kind of like judge a situation or a person. And if the other person does never do that and always expects you to put it in, then that to you should also be like, okay, well, even if I was wrong this time, you are also a wrongdoing. If you're not doing the same that I am doing all these years, then that's it. That's it. That's done. Right. So I do see that it's going to be worked out, but this is just a lesson that I feel like 2026 in your relationships are going to be very important too. Now, for the work portion, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Five of Swords. It's a little bit like a messy energy. Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, and a Two of Swords. I don't know what to say about this. This is a little bit like, I don't know. That Five of Swords just tells me that there is a lot of competition around you, and you're just trying to adjust. At the same time, you're trying to maintain detached. Um, and it's like almost like someone is pushing you, like, okay, you step up and you do the presentation, and you're just like, but I don't know anything about it. And they're like, well, you want to prove yourself, right? Like, go ahead, this is your job, this is your moment. So it's like, it's going to be a little bit chaotic in that sense, but there's nothing that you cannot overcome. I think that people are just like testing you, testing your boundaries, testing your character in some sense, but you have a lot of courage and self control as well as self um, reliance. Okay. Just believe in yourself and, you know, go with the flow, I guess. Like, I know it's going to be a little bit stressful, but there's nothing that you can overcome. Like, that King of Wands is just like, even if I don't know shit, I will still know more than you kind of energy. So I like that. You know, that like Scorpio, like, even if I don't know what I'm talking about, I know that I still know more.
I know more than you.
And
All right,
we
I
love
totally
the
love that.
confidence of a Scorpio, right?
I
Like,
love it. I love
I
it.
love it. I fucking love it. And
I do too.
own it. You know, you know, when
Super
you see the
awesome.
cards now, you just like,
Yep.
still, you kicked it. Like, how did you do that? How did you pull it off? It's like, well, you know, I learned it from a past life. What are you gonna do?
Right. That's exactly right. That is totally score. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and your wild card is even more wilder than this whole interpretation of these cards. Is like the Emperor, the Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands, and it's like,
What?
as long
Wow.
as I do it from pure love, I will always succeed. It's like
Oh
the
my
tone
God.
of the Scorpio energy coming through you.
That is really awesome.
Well, there's your ego boost, Scorpio. You can
Yeah,
thank
there you
her.
go. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So welcome in Saggies.
Oh gosh, wait, I'm not ready for this. Just hold on.
You're
Let me
not
just
ready for this? Okay, okay. All
do a
right. So
bit.
this was a little bit okay. So first, right off the gate, off the bat, Sonia's doing the Scorpio reading. So I get the Scorpio card, right? So I get this. I get the transformation card. So I feel like one of the things that's really cool about the zodiac, and when you start learning about, if you don't know a lot about astrology or whatever, what I kind of love about the zodiac signs is the signs on either side of them. On like Sagittarius has Scorpio and has Capricorn, and Capricorn and Scorpio kind of look at Sag and like think you're a flake, right? And Sagittarius looks at Capricorn and says you're a stick in the mud, and looks at Scorpio and says you're deep, you really scare me. So there's kind of this like ick factor a little bit. But then once you get to know, and I've had a lot of readings in 2025 for Sagittarius that really included some Scorpio energy. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like they don't really get along, or they do, but they're kind of like, it's like grudging respect, right? But now I feel like Sagittarius is almost taking on like learning from Scorpio about like trust, right? Because that's something they have in common. Sagittarius and Scorpio really believe in trust in terms of different ways, right? Sagittarius believes in telling the truth. You find a low vibe Sagittarius who's a liar. You know that they're in a low vibe if they're Sagittarius, if they're lying all the time. So there's something here in the love reading. I got you as the King of Pentacles, which is just like the gold standard. There's something about you that people really want. But here's the Scorpio in you, like off with your head, 10 of Swords. Like, unless you treat me like the King of Pentacles that I am, right? It's taken me a long time to get here, and I am not tolerant. This is like zero tolerance policy, which is very, very scorpionic. Okay. And I was kind of like, all right, that's feeling a little bit weird to me. But there's a sense of like really knowing who you are. Okay. Venus energy. This is the Empress energy, having a lot of healed heart energy. You worked hard to get here. Don't give it all away in front of famous footwear. As like, I used to talk about a friend of mine who like, right away, she worked on herself and worked on herself. And the first guy who asked her out was in front of famous footwear. And she was like, yeah, no, like, just, I'm like, don't give it all away in front of famous footwear. That's for you too, Sagittarius. She's a Sagittarius too. Like, don't just go along with what someone's trying to get you to go along to do. Okay. In your work, I feel like there's going to be a lot of new, exciting things. Now, this is the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So there's new things that are going to grab your heart. There's new things that you're going to want to learn. I feel like that's the transformation for you, Sag, which really goes along with, if you have some air in your chart too, like if you have planets in air signs, this is going to make you happy because your opposite sign, Gemini, is an air sign. And there's definitely something about like being stimulated by a lot of new things. Sagittarius likes a lot of variety. So I think that's going to be great for 2026. And then your wild card is basically, again, back to the scorpionic, like, I have hash marks down to the ground. Don't try to fool with me. Don't mess with me. And that is different. Like when you look at the career reading, this is very sweet and young energy. And that's typically what we find with Sagittarius. But the fact that you are definitely the Empress here, the Empress is all of the queens. So you can be excited about things and still be protected. Okay. You don't have to put yourself out there in ways that are going to get you harmed. And I feel like that's the maturing or the maturation process that you're going through, which is this transformation that I can still be excited about something. So it's not an either or. And Sagittarius, you're really good at not having either or thinking. But as we move into 2026, all of the signs, all of us are going to realize that there's something like both and. It's like, I can be independent and I can have a relationship. I can be, have my own business and still feel stable and solid, right? I don't have to, sort of, if I have my own business, it's going to be rocky. Like that's a mindset and that's not it. Okay. That's not it. It's time to work through this healed space that you have with this 9 of Wands. You've been through a lot. Act like you've been there, right? Queen of Swords. Okay.
Oh boy, I told you I was not really ready for this one.
Oh God.
Oh God. No, honestly, the love portion looks good. Let's just start with that.
Okay.
The other one, because I was like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Don't settle for less. I feel like last year was what you have been taught to not settle for less. And I see someone dominant coming into your life that you're going to be okay with, obviously, because, Saggy is a very dominant energy as well. For your love portion, I do see like quite a positive shift, like really big shifts, like finally both of you understanding big lessons, closing out chapters, and definitely not taking their BS or their manipulative energies or their lack of accountability, like all the things that were not adding up to having a sustainable, long, balanced, peaceful relationship. You're seeing through it and you know exactly how to mention it. Okay. Like you are the teacher of lessons to a lot of people, but also to people that are not taking accountability. So I love that with that Queen of Swords, the Sun. This looks absolutely amazing. Like, everything fine. But then we go to the business portion, and then I'm like, oh boy, what is going on here? Hangman, 9 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords, and then we have Moon, the King of Cups, the Page of Swords. I was like, I'm not going to accept all of this. Let me just pull 2 cards on it. And then I have the Knight of Swords and the 10 of Wands. And I'm like, okay, Spirit, I know. Okay, we get it. We can't twist it around. It is what it is. It looks like to me that you are going to get a lot of pressure. Okay, there is a lot of pressure that's going to happen in your career field in terms of your mindset. Okay, I don't know if there is some sort of Aquarius type of energy in changing things. It's like something is stressing you and is pressuring you to think differently, and that's weird because Sagittarius always already thinks differently. So there is going to be something that you can't fix. It's like either you can't fix how other people think, you know, especially like in business, like you can't force your idea onto people. And we know Sagittarius can, you know, do that. But when it comes to business, it gets a little bit, you know, I don't know how to say it, but it's like you're exhausting yourself by trying to make them change the way they think. But I feel like spirit is saying just like watch, like take a step back, watch back, control your emotions, don't allow them to stress you. um and especially with that King of Cups and the Moon, you know, that's just like knowing something is off. And that's what I hate the most as well. Like this is so accurate to Sagittarius. It's like when you have sensors in you and you know intuitively something is going on behind your back, or someone is being shady. You don't have the proof, but you just know it. And that paranoia, but it's like you can't prove it. So that's when the paranoia kicks in. And the more that you suppress it out, the more it just gets obvious. So I think that for next year, this is going to happen to a lot of Sagis. And you may need to really find a way to listen to your subconscious, act upon it without reacting upon it, right? And be in that Page of Swords energy. So absorbing, absorbing, um yeah, absorbing, no, oh my god, what was the word? You know me, wow, what happened? Just absorbing,
Okay.
observing the people, the energies. And you don't have to react on it, because when you do, it will be put on you to fix. So when you see the problem and you're just like, well, you're doing that wrong and you need to fix it, they'll be like, oh, if you think that's wrong, how are you fix it? And then that way you put more labor on you. So you will need to find a proper way. I don't know who had this from all the signs, but it looks like since it comes from a Sagittarius, it's like Sagittarius next chapter is going to be like not taking the accountability from others, and not trying to force or change their mindset. And not, it's not about forcing, it's about you not stressing and detaching yourself from their mindset and not allowing their way of doing or thinking or writing to get to you. And that's going to be obviously hard, because Sagittarius, you're spiritually going through a breakthrough here. King of Cups and the Moon. It's like always almost unstoppable type of intuitive, empathic energy. But when you are empathic, you just want to help. You know, you just want to be like, hey, I'm just trying to do you a favor. But that favor turns out to become your problem, because it wasn't your lane to do them a favor. And that's the hardest thing. Sagittarians are always like generous, helpful, you know, caring and all of that. But then when it turns out to be your problem at the end for trying to do something right, you're the one stressing about their problem, which wasn't even your problem to begin with.
No.
Right?
No. Right.
So that's what I'm seeing, and the wild card looks quite positively wild to me. So, you know, we have the Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Star, the Page of Wands. So at the end, I feel this is just a little test, but it's not nothing that will be stopping your path, your destiny, and your desires and your wishes. You keep on putting in the work really hard, and you are achieving everything, and you're being very nonchalant about it. Like you're not bragging, you're just being very humble. And yet, like shit's going down here in the business wise, and you're just like, okay. You know the Barbie when everything is burning in the back, and she just okay. That's going to be Saggy. You were just like, I told you
Oh
that
my
this
God.
company would fail without me. Okay. That type of energy.
Okay. I can.
I told you I wasn't ready for this.
I know. I know. It's going to be okay, Saggy. It's going to be okay. Oh, all right. Okay. So Capricorn. Capricorn. Um, I feel like there's like work in your love reading and love in your work reading. So
Of course, it's Capricorn. Like, what else did you expect?
well, exactly. I'm just like, oh, I think that's always the truth. But in your love reading, there's the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. And so there's just this sense of like, I put in a lot of time and effort in my love relationships, but I'm not, the thing that you're not doing is letting someone truly see you. Okay. There's this sense of like, I want to present myself in a certain way. And we all do that. Okay. No shame in that game. We all do that. But there's a real, I feel like for Capricorn, there's a bigger sense of me being the responsible one here with this Eight of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. Like, I'm putting in the work and effort. I don't know what the problem is. Okay. So I'm seeing that a little bit with Capricorn. And like, I'm reading books. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying, right? So there's a lot of effort, but the effort, there's no cups here. The effort is not in the right place in the relationship. The effort needs to be in the empathy and compassion. And I'm saying that because you're getting the shadow card as your oracle card for 2026. And it's sort of like, yes, you're doing the right things. You're doing all the right things. But what needs to happen is putting the time and energy toward the correct thing. So I could spend all of my time and effort putting in work at the one thing I really like to do in relationships, right? Like there's something about, I don't know, like your love language, like you really like to take, your partner on really cool trips. So you like to take, like the thing you really like to do is like an overworked muscle. It's almost like this arm is like Popeye and the other arm is, there's no muscle there. You're going to have to learn to build muscle in other parts of relationships. Okay. So that's one. Now, in your love relationships, there is a sense of like, I can't believe I'm saying this to Capricorn, but like, how much can I get away with? How much can I get away with before they figure it out? Okay. In your work relationships, how much can I get away with before they figure it out? So there's a sense of, I do it and then apologize later at your workplace, which may be the right thing.
Can I just interrupt you for
Yes,
just
yes.
because I'm just like getting like, I think I just want to add to that. I think that you're just switching this situation around. I think that it's just the other way around
Is
in
it
the
right?
situation. Exactly. Like, how much can I do to get away with it? And it's like in the love portion, Capricorn is finally like standing up and trying to be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to face the pain. I'm going to face like, all of it, and just like show that I love this person, I want this person, and take the accountability, and then take that thing that they don't do anymore in love and put it in the workplace. It's like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to try to do what I used to do in love into the workspace and then see what happens.
Right.
And that's what I think. It's
That's
like
what
you
okay,
take
that's
the thing and
interesting.
then you put it there.
I'm definitely getting, I thank you so much for saying that, because I'm definitely getting this like bouncing back and forth energy of like, you're putting a lot of time and effort into something, but that's what you used to do with your work. And now you're doing it with this, but it's not, it's like, it needs to be something else. I need to put the time and energy into something that matters in this. It can't just be like, well, this is how I do everything. And so I'm just going to apply that to my love relationships because it probably won't work, even though it's time and attention and all of that good stuff. And then the old love pattern about like, how much can I get away with? But like, what really is interesting. I like the approach of like being confident and bold and taking real action. We got Mars in your sign right now. It's not going to stay there the whole year. It just stays there for the beginning of the year. But there really is some nice Capricorn energy about like, shoot first, ask questions later. There's a little bit of that going on here. And I think this juggling energy, being able to be more sort of flexible is it feels like you're really maturing in your work energy by applying some of these love experiences to it. There's definitely something about, you know, I have a lot of irons in the fire. I'm juggling a lot, and I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna take bold action. Feels like a lot of Mars here for some reason for you, Capricorn, that there's some real, you know, sort of oomph in the giddy up here. I like
Tangible.
this a lot. And your
Mhm.
wild card is very, I mean, I know this is Virgo, but this is sort of like taking the wisdom from the relationships in your work, in your love life, whatever it is, it's extracting the wisdom. So you're not hauling around a lot of baggage. What you're doing is you're basically transmuting a lot of lessons learned and using them, like maybe things coming up from your subconscious. Things are showing up that you're like, oh, okay, this worked for me here. And I'm going to be just a little bit more fluid with this. I'm going to be a little less structured. And that's saying something for someone who's ruled by Saturn. Like, you like your structure. Um, but you know, when you get to be a master, you kind of, you know, like, what is the phrase, like, learn, it's for artists, right? Learn like a technician so you can break those rules like an artist, right? Learn everything about color, learn everything about, you know, composition, learn everything. And then you break those rules. When you become a master, you move people, because your job is to like move people beyond the traditional kind of framework. And Capricorn can do the heavy lifting of breaking through. So there's some kind of mastery here that's really cool, that you're basically extracting wisdom. And I will say that Jupiter is in your opposite sign of Cancer until like June of next year. And so there's definitely something here about you being able to advance your life by incorporating things that may be outside of your comfort zone, but nobody needs to know that. Nobody needs to know that. You can do that in like the privacy of your own life. You can do it in your own learning, and you can just keep that. I feel like you're going to keep that to yourself, but I don't think that's wrong. Okay? I don't think that's wrong. Okay.
Right. Let's go. Capricorn. Um, I already kind of like spilled it a little bit in the introduction with Mary Joe, but I feel honestly that this year you're just going to be like really going after your passion. You're really putting yourself like out there. And there is absolutely someone in specific that you're just like, you know, away with the ego. You're both of you. This is not just only you. This is also like, I feel like for the cross watcher, like whomever it is that you're connecting with, this year is going to be a very crucial year to put like the shenanigans on the side and, you know, put an end to like things that weren't serving both of you. And this is going to be not always easy. It's going to be ugly because, you know, it always does mean that we need to, you know, swallow our ego, swallow our pride, or, you know, being in that, in this type of justice energy and doing the right thing is also like giving the person that has been um, done wrong the justice, you know, and taking accountability. So from both ends, there's going to be both people taking accountability, walking away if it's necessary. But in this case, the love and the bond is just too strong. But it is saying that big endings are going to take place, and the ending of also like the ego, or no, it's not just ego. Okay, the justice is all about being fair, being honest, being truthful, saying bad to bad and good to good, and not saying bad to good and good to bad, you know. That's what it is. Not being, doing the favor thing, you know, things like that. So it's going to be quite a learning year, learning curve, taking accountability, but also, you know, needing to face some maybe painful tears in order to do the right thing. um and then we come into, but overall it's good. Okay, don't worry about it. It's just like it needs like take a deep breath and okay. I think another sign had this as well, like that, taking accountability for the wrongdoings, but also when
Yeah,
you know that you are right, do not bend. That's also very
correct.
important because that
Very
also
important.
shapes your character and your spine, right? I mean, like, if you just say, like, okay, I'm sorry for something that you didn't do just to keep someone around, you're also kind of like jeopardizing that fairness system, because are you really trustworthy from spirit? You know? So, yeah, it goes deep. And then we have your work situation, which looks like even kind of should be worse than the Sagittarius one.
Oh God.
No, honestly, you got the devil with the high priestess, the three of swords, the seven of swords, the five of wands, the ten of wands reverse, and then the ace of cups. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of trying to get away with things, your boss trying to be like a pain in the ass, or your co-workers, competition, like all these type of things, but you're being tested on using your intuition, and do not confide to people that they are talking. Like, if you know that someone wants drama, then don't gossip about, the person that they are being dramatic about, because that will only put fire to the fuel. So, yes, uh, you know, you might shoot us, but we did say a little bit, like, maybe you will, put a little bit from your love side, and then just like put like some, these I'm sorry, I'm just getting like a weird thing in my head. With New Year's, you have like these little buckets that you
Yep.
throw, and there's like click, click, click. It's like not,
Yes.
but it gives like click, 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 click. I feel like Capricorn this year, you're just going to be like, oh, you're a hater, click. And they're like, what was that? Nothing. Oh, yeah. like that's like, so that's how I want to see it. Which I actually feel at this point, as a Sagittarius, nothing wrong with that. If they ask for it, just give it to them,
I know, but
I
Capricorn is a
literally,
different. Oh my God.
I see like the whole scene of like them like trying to be like dramatic, and then Capricorn with this thing like,
Just like thick.
tick, tick.
Yeah.
But you're just doing it out of love, just more like, hey, can you just wake up and see that you're the
But it's
dramatic
done out of
one?
love. I swear it's done out of love. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's like the whole shit's burning down, and they're like, hey, I just did it out of love. Like, I just had to wake you up to your own,
Wow.
I used to be like that, they refer to me as the devil in the tarot deck, as a Capricorn. So I see through your game,
Oh my God, Sonia. Oh my God.
hilarious. Like,
That is hilarious. All
and
right,
if you
Capricorn.
thought
I hope that was helpful to you.
and if you thought that this was bad, Capricorn, just listen to the Sagittarius reading. And I'm a
Yeah.
Sagittarius, so just trust me that I just cannot sugarcoat anything.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Got it.
Um,
Got it.
Yeah, so
All
your
right. So
wild card is the Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So it means that either you're going to abandon people, you're going to get abandoned, but by standing your ground, you will actually attract the right love, and people that have genuine intentions. So yeah, if it means you need to sit alone and eat, then by all means sit alone and eat.
yay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Aquarius, my darling. There's a new love relationship coming in that's going to make you feel like a kid, which is really cute. This is really sweet. This can be someone from your childhood. Okay. This is absolutely a new direction. So I want to say that this is not a recent ex. Okay. This is somebody that you dated a long time ago, or some kind of energy that is a breath of fresh air. This is a brand new way of being in a love relationship. I feel like it's teaching you a lot, about who you are and where you want to go. And Aquarius, I feel like there might be some kind of lack of clarity around your own heart, what you want, and what makes, what is good for you versus what is, my mother used to call them empty calories. Like, you don't just go to the refrigerator and take the thing because it has calories to it just to stick something in your body, right? Like when you're super hungry, like you can do that, right? You go and get a Snickers bar or you do something, but it's calories that don't really stay with you. something that doesn't really stay with you. So there's something about the love relationship that's being healed for you. There's healer card here. And it has to do with like, this is almost like a little cotton candy kind of feeling, way too cotton candy for Aquarians. Okay. Um, but it's like you can't help it. It feels good. It feels light. And I don't think it's as advertised. This is not about somebody manipulating you or anything like that. This feels pure, which, wow. Okay. And I think you're getting a sense. It could be, this is the wild card cards, but I feel like there's a real beautiful sense here with the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups that it's like the masculine is really very, able to love and be empathic. The feminine is really able to um take care of herself independently. It's like the masculine and feminine in you guys are really balanced. So things can be true, right? So there can be a sense of I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you what I really think and what I really feel. And you're able to hear me in a very clear way and you're able to say it back. Now, I want to say, Aquarius, this is not true in your work relationships, in your work situation. It's almost the opposite. Five of Wands and the Eight of Swords. It's like everybody's out to get me. Everybody hates me. I think I'll go eat worms, which is totally not true. Okay. This is something that's not true. I feel like you feel that people are like a little bit out to get you. Like you could have a little paranoid fantasy about the algorithm on YouTube. Okay? You could have a little bit, right? People are out to get you, and that's something that needs to be healed. Because you see all the sweetness and light in this love reading, and then there's this darkness and everybody's out to get me. So there's definitely something that needs to be healed. I just don't think you see yourself clearly in terms of what you are offering. You may think that what you do is not a big deal, right? Like, I'm a storyteller. Is that really a big deal in the grand scheme of things? Yeah, it is, because framing reality and how we're working with reality as that's what Sonia and I do every day. We kind of share information to help you frame your own reality of what's important to you. Definitely in the age of Aquarius, there's going to be a lot of necessary a lot of need for helping you to understand what your story is and how you're telling it or what you're doing in the world, because you have something really wonderful to offer. I feel like this is for a set of Aquariuses, Aquarii, who don't know their mission or purpose yet. Okay? They may not know it yet. And they're like mourning the loss of the old person that they used to be, particularly in your work life. So there's an ending to some old ways of being in the work world. And I think this love relationship is kind of inspiring you. You could also be inspiring someone else in this way. This could be for a cross watcher that you might not have a good sense of your own gifts, could be stepping into being a healer. Storytelling is healing, which is something that I never even really grasped. But this King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you have a partner who's going to help balance you in a lot of ways, and not in the ways that old relationships were kind of a battleground or like a power, because we have Pluto moving through your sign for the next 20 years. So there's going to be a lot about power. And when two people are equally yoked, if you've ever heard that phrase, when two people are equally yoked, there's balance in the relationship, meaning I take on this amount of responsibility, you take on that amount of responsibility. We're both putting in, we're both working as partners, we're both doing it. I feel like it's going to spill over into your work life, which is going to be great. But this very sweetness and light that came out in the beginning, I'm telling you, you have something really good coming in, Aquarius. Ta-da!
Great. I think kind of have the same energy, just like you. Starting off with the Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and then we have a Five of Swords, a Nine of Pentacles, and a Knight of Cups. So this is in your love relationships dynamic. So you're trying to learn from other people, you're trying to work together, but like every time there is some sort of tension, and that tension is either like, you know, you thinking that they don't see you in a certain way, that they don't appreciate your independence or your way of standing. Like there is something that you constantly feel like there are some stabs in the back, right? And
Mm.
it's actually like spirit is really asking you to focus on the genuine energies, okay? Like do not focus on the negative. Like we're all here to learn, and it feels like this may all be also be a part for your work. Like there is this needing to learn from one another, needing to grow from with one another, instead of like just pointing out like, oh, you're a narcissist, or you're this, or like it doesn't just stop there. There's a need for teamwork, collaboration, working together, like those kind of things, right? So, I thought like I'll just drop another card, and we have the Chariot. So even though there will be some competition, some back and forth, and all of that, eventually you will be moving forward towards success. Okay, whether that is like leaving a situation behind or whether you both move forward. Now, this again links a little bit into your work dynamic, because we have the Page of Wands and then the Seven of Wands. So the Page of Wands is someone that comes forward with like a very lighthearted idea, like, hey, I got a really good idea about like this. And then there is this defensive hard stone here with like a wall, brick wall, saying like, that's so stupid. Like, no. You know what I mean? Like that energy of like someone just killing the buzz. That's the type of energy that's going on. Now, that could be you on the spectrum or the other person. It doesn't matter, but it does look like it's going to be important to know on which side of the character you stand in, and choose. There is a decision that needs to come, because this looks like someone that takes everything in a very sensitive way or an attacking way, even though the Page of Wands is just being like lighthearted and just, it's not like a King of Swords or a Queen of Swords to defend. It's like, why would you defend yourself from someone that's just putting in some nice idea? So there is a way of doing things differently, is what you're going to be teaching, because the Five of Pentacles, Six of Swords is like, the more you try to make it difficult for yourself and other people, the more that you will not, the more that it's painful for everyone involved, because the Five of Pentacles is like more people. So it's like needing to go a little bit with the flow. So what this kind of like tells me is that maybe there's going to be this very stern energy of Aquarius coming up this year of like, no, we need to do business this way, no other way. And it's like, yeah, but maybe you should listen a little bit to the interns. Like, no, I will not listen to that intern because I've been here for like 10 years. It's like, yeah, but like the world is changing, or it's the other way around. Like, you are the intern as the Aquarian, you're trying to come up with a good idea, and you're going to be met with a lot of like pushbacks or rejections, and that's the way to become successful. So how do we deal with people that reject us? How do we deal with people that reject our ideas? I mean, all the successful people have been through like hundreds of rejections until they got successful. So it doesn't matter on which spectrum you are, you might be the one that is rejecting also like a very good business idea to invest in, and then they become a billionaire, and then you're the one that was like stern about that idea. So it doesn't matter the way you take it. You just need to be open and honest with yourself. It's in like, well, yeah, okay, and give it a shot if you believe in it. So yeah, Knight of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So eventually, even though the idea looks like quite like drastic and dramatic, and there is this like holding back on it, it can give you your dream house or your dream reputation, love, whatever it is. So I'm hearing pros. That's actually Dutch. Pros to new ideas. So cheers. So, which Aquarius is Dutch to hear pros, but there's going to be a cheers on a new idea.
So I like that.
I like it too. Yeah, nice. Breakthrough.
I like that. Like the guy that turned down being in the Beatles, the guy that left the Beatles before they became famous. Like that. Like,
There
oh
were a
God,
lot of those type of scenarios.
stories. Yeah, for
Just
sure.
yeah.
Hi. Here comes Charlie the Aries wondering why I'm still doing this, but we're
And
almost done. We've
also
got Pisces going on here.
and also
Hi.
what I want to say is that, we always, some people usually don't believe also in star signs, right? And the reason of that is that every star sign has like its core, right? And then it's like, yeah, but actually I am not like that. So let's say, for example, we're talking about Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about like being innovative, being like outspoken, open-minded, or like future oriented. But that does not mean that the Aquarius that you know is like that. And
Mhm.
it usually means because their mission is to become that. And that's why it's like, well, that doesn't resonate with me because I'm actually like old mindset, like not old
Yeah,
mindset, but like I'm actually like completely opposite. So that's just like like plain bullshit. And it's like, no, your whole mission is actually to become that. And that's why, just for example, just another thing about Scorpions, they're like, okay, Scorpios are like jealous and like, that dominant type of jealousy and all of that. But it's not always like that. It can also mean that they attract jealous partners or dominant controlling partners in order to deal with that. So it's just about like, if they are in the shadow, they become like that, or if they have healed, they will attract just to heal the other one in the shadow.
100%.
Lesson that the stars constrict to one another to learn and expand on it.
Amen. Amen to that. Yay.
Okay, last
All
but
right.
not least, Pisces. Let's
Okay.
see if we're going to roast you or not.
Exactly. So Pisces,
And Pisces moon and rising, so please be sensitive on me.
being sensitive is my middle name right now
Okay.
because um so I got this key as the card for 2026. It's sort of like it might behoove you to step back a little bit and see if you can figure out the key to a situation. Okay, instead of, getting inside of it, trying to flow with it, trying to work with it, trying to do it all of it, like a little bit of Aquarian energy might go a long way for Pisces. Like step back a little bit and see what you can see. Because I'm getting this like this very beautiful Page of Wands excitement energy, but then inside of it, then like the jealousy and like the other things get activated. Okay, so this could be in your partner or this could be in you, that there's because there's essentially a differential here. There's a power differential, a financial differential. Somebody's a lot better at this thing than you are, and you're a lot better at this thing than they are. But that's kind of like the beauty of couples. Okay, and so there's a sense of you getting having really good a really good partner, somebody who's very accomplished, but then you get jealous of it. Or it's the person you're dating, Pisces, that all of a sudden they get kind of jealous that you are accomplished, right? Because I'm getting this master card, the 3 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. Like, wow, look at how exciting this person is. But then maybe they're a lot younger than me and they're like really beautiful. And then I get really jealous of their beauty, kind of thing like that. So that's going on for 2026. I'll clarify that a little bit more, but um in your work, Pisces, this has to do with being innovative, being hopeful, and you got to pay attention more to people who are lying to you. Maybe you need to call it out more. I think you kind of excuse it, like when people lie to you or are sneaky or whatever, you're kind of like, well, that just means they're savvy. That just means they know what they're doing. And maybe I don't know what I'm doing. That's really not it. I think you're definitely more psychic than you know, but you're seeing bullshit in people. It's okay to call it out. It's not something that you're wrong about. Okay. And I feel like you're healing some kind of like generation, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of stuff that goes on that you people please about. that you really need to stop doing. Okay, you really need to stop doing it because you are this high priestess, Pisces. You are this high priestess, and anchoring yourself in doing something that's going to be better for you, right? Maybe more spiritual practices, but you are kind of like the spiritual goddess. I mean, with this high priestess energy, um, I feel like it has to do with making some of your spiritual gifts, maybe you're a master of, making some of your spiritual gifts more tangible, dealing with the money issue, dealing with any debt issues that you have, really not sticking your head in the sand about things like that. It really is time for you to mature on the physical plane, the 3D plane, and recognize that there's a lot of things that you have been developing over the course of time that have taken your skill set in a very powerful way. And I do think you're going to call out some other people for their bullshit in your work arena. That there could be, I know, Sonia and I on YouTube, there's thousands and thousands of tarot readers and astrologers and all that stuff. And I kind of just, it's like whatever people want to do is for them. But every once in a while you come across people who are really just trying to hook into people's insecurities or, do kind of drama readings. There was one guy who used to be on YouTube all the time, and I noticed that he would gain a following because his readings were really good. I liked his readings, but then he would get like so dopamine hit every time like a video went not viral, but a video got a lot of views. He'd be like, best reading ever, like every single month in a row. And I'm like, how can that be the best reading ever every single month? And so then his channel would collapse because people would be like, you're not credible. You're not really right. So back to our conversation before we even started, Sonia, about being blunt or about being like, I like to say, I don't sugarcoat things for you, but I am looking at it from the point of view of how you can use this energy. So don't shy away from readings, the titles that scare the shit out of you. Don't do that because they have a lot. If something scares you, you should probably watch it. In 2026, Pisces, go toward the thing that scares you the most, because I think that is in your love life and also in your work life. It's the thing that, or the thing that you shy away from, like go toward it, like look the monster in the face, because I think that's going to teach you, that is going to be the key. That's going to teach you more than a lifetime of incremental learning ever could. Ta-da.
It's amazing, actually, really. Let's not dive into that even more. I'm just I have definitely something to say about that, but I'm just like, I'll keep it for also another time. Anyway, Pisces. I really agree with everything that Mary Jo said. It looks like you may need to find a different way to approach things in the upcoming year in regards to finding that key to happiness also, but also the key to solutions. Because what I don't like, not about like not Pisces, just in general, what I don't like is people that mention problems and I'll be like, now I've learned to say like, okay, you don't like this. What's the solution? Did you think about a solution? Because complaining about it ain't going to change shit. So taking either accountability to either step away or to come forward with like, okay, how can we fix this issue? Because staying in that controlling energy or like, because you got to let go of the need to know, let go of control, because this is what it does, right? Because I'll show you the car so you kind of like get the drill of where I'm trying to go. You got the Two of Wands to the Six of Swords. That's like choosing to distance, choosing a new pathway, choosing solution, um, transition, right? Then you have the Devil with the Nine of Pentacles. That to me looks like someone. This could be also someone else that I'm talking about, right? But either way you have to fix the solution. So this is someone that's constantly controlling, someone that's trying to break free, just trying to get away, trying to do their own thing. And what happens is the Nine of Swords to the Eight of Pentacles. So the devil feeds into paranoia. or like thinking the worst, trust issues, and be like, no, you got to tell me where you are, with who, where you know, I need to know all the details in like an Excel sheet with time and energy in order to release my guilt or release my stress about it. And that will never work. It doesn't matter if that person is the cheater and you're the one on the spectrum sitting there like, yeah, but that he cheated, or my ex cheated, so I need to have the Excel sheet to know that this person is not cheating. And it's like, yeah, but it's only making space for stress. Also, another thing, like what I realized is people keep on remembering things that have no, um, how do I say that? Like people remember things that have no value for the brain. So let's see that you did something like, I don't know, last year. It was so minor that your brain doesn't even process it, like, but they're still like fitting on it, like on that little thing. And it's like, didn't you have any other thing from that point on to remember than that little thing that nobody really remembers? Or, like, it doesn't make sense. So your brain is capturing things that shouldn't be captured. That means that you're not doing some sort of proper healing work. Now, I don't know where you are in that storyline, Pisces. I know that I am in that storyline as the one that's received those type of comments. So maybe you've done. So it's like needing to let go of things that are not serving you, right? Like needing to let go of like these memories that are based on this devil type of energies, because it's not freeing you, right? Like these are situations, people, or circumstances that keep a control over you, over whatever it is. So surrender and needing to be free, right? So whether that is in your own mindset or people trying to do that and be like, well, I don't care what you remember about that. Like my life has moved on, like,
Yeah.
300 days
Yes.
ago. So I don't know why you're still fussing about that. Like, do you need a problem? Like really? So yeah, this means that you have some work to do to find a different solution and a different path and not feed the ego of the devil, right? Then we have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Hangman, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Wands, Three of Cups, and the Magician. So this looks the same to me as what Mary Jo actually said, like being very discerning when it comes to who you invest your time and energy in, who you're going to talk with, but also still managing to have like cooperative, balanced conversations, and allowing these conversations to shift your mindset, to shift the way you're thinking, seeing, or investing in situations. Okay, so this is going to be quite a interesting year. I mean, the wild card is the King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. So what this tells me, going back to your love portion, don't get it wrong, it's all about like needing to communicate, because none of these cards were talking about communication. It's all talking about stressing about things, allowing things to control you, you allowing things to control in your own mind. But there is no real, let's talk things through, let's put it on the table, let's communicate about it, let's come with a solution for the both of us, right? And
Absolutely.
that's what I'm seeing in the wild card, that if you would do that, the happiness is yours. But if you don't communicate, or you're with someone that does not communicate, that's what you both need to work on. Because if this was you, where your friend, or when your person is not communicating their thoughts, is the same, because that means that you need to like paint the picture for them, or you need to come to the readers on YouTube to paint how they feel, because they're not communicating. So you can have like your own wild card and make the worst of every situation, and then be scared to talk about it because you're like, well, if I do, it will scare them away. So I'd rather just go to the tarot readers and see what they think and feel. But that means that your relationship uh, is not based on the good terms. It's based on the devil, and that
Mhm.
person knows that they are controlling you by not saying what they truly think and feel, because they know that you're watching what they are feeling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part because we are intuitive as Pisces. Okay. But yeah, that was heavy, man.
That
Wow.
was heavy, man.
Oh, sorry, Pisces. To be
Oh,
continued later.
oh my gosh.
But at the end, it's going to be good. It's
As
just
the end is going to be good.
at the end, it's going to be good.
I think I mean, honestly, like a lot of the readings I've done for Pisces have been like, I think the Pisces readings this year have stood out to me as being like really growth oriented and not always light
Yeah.
or sweet or any of that stuff. Like it's been,
Oh,
yeah,
it's like they're done with coping with the BS and they're finally standing up and not like going in every direction, you know.
for
Uh,
real.
but that means that you're gonna get tested. And this part of the spread really looks like Pisces, you're going to be tested by being with people that are going to be controlling or telling you what to do or what not to do. You should not do that to a Pisces.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you, Sonia. That was so awesome.
It was. I really enjoyed it.
I did
It's been,
too. Thank you for being here. And I know you're also going to show this on your channel. So I'm
yeah,
really grateful to have you as a
you
good
too.
friend on YouTube for such a long time. So it's so great to
Definitely.
see you.
It's
It's so good
been
to see you.
a
Maybe we'll
long.
see each other in real time at some
Yes,
point.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I wanted to say we, but I'm just I. I'm waiting. It's been a long time, and I would really not a long time, never actually.
Yeah. Right.
So
We've
you're
never seen each
welcome.
other in real life. So
You're welcome.
I will
You're welcome
indeed.
after that. Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So this is super
Well,
fun. We love doing this and we're glad that you guys were here watching. So thank you.
yes. Well, thank you so much, and I catch you guys soon. Ciao. Take care.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.